Pleasant good morning to all, and of course, importantly, those of you listening to us via radio and I suppose the World Wide Web. Let me say that this is a significant day for us here, not just in the 5 areas, villages in Dominica that are to receive such investments, but for us in Dominica. It is the first time that in the history of our small country that such a massive investment will touch the lives of so many people at one time, and at that they are all rural communities. I believe that sports is integral to the development of people, and this has for a very long time been one of the things that has been recognized by this administration, that if we are to make strides as a people, that we must focus on the development of our human resource. Now, of course, we are always of the view that for individuals to do well, that they must have a conducive environment, and sports lends itself to the creation of that environment that causes our people to excel. We are also aware that within the rural district lie a vast potential as far as it relates to sports and sporting development in Dominica. And this government has seen it fit to address the issues that affect rural people. Now, we must be mindful that just 6 months ago, we were visited by one of the most devastating tropical storms in the history of the Caribbean, Tropical Storm Erika. And given the vast resources that this government must now find to address the challenges created by Tropical Storm Erika, a decision could have easily been made to set back what we are doing here today, investing in the lighting of these Plaine facilities in the country areas. But of course, we all recognize that when we make a promise as government, that the Labour Party always keeps to our promise. So a promise made is always a promise delivered. And here we are, 6 months after the passage of Tropical Storm Erika, delivering on the promise that we made to the people of Dominica. I am indeed happy that La Plaine, the Southeast, is part of the first group to receive this investment. In fact, I've been advised that an investment of $61,000 will be made at the La Plaine playing field. This for us is the first. Never in the history of the Southeast has any facility, playing facility, been lighted. We have lights on the hard court, but not on the entire field and in some other areas. But this for us is history in the making. And I say this because the southeast of Dominica, La Plaine, have distinguished ourselves as one of the areas that has produced great sportsmen. In fact, the Southeast football team has distinguished itself on the national level. It means, therefore, with this investment, we are now affording our residents in La Plaine and the Southeast the opportunity not just to play during the light hours, but we will be able to maximize the potential that is resident in the people of the area. And so I am eternally thankful to the stakeholders who have come on board and partnered with us, and importantly, to the government of Dominica for recognizing that La Plaine and the Southeast can do well and will continue to do well and invest in these amounts. I also want to note here that it was just about 10 months ago, 9-10 months ago, at the inauguration of the Plaine Village Council on the 6th of May 2015, that the Honourable Prime Minister, in his delivery, said that we would address the Plaine playing field and make it to a standard that is apart to what obtains in Roseau and in most cities around the OECS. Here it is that we are today. We are addressing one of the most critical issues that the young sporting generation have been crying out for decades, and that is lighting of the facility. Of course, he also spoke to the fencing that we will address in due time. So I want at this moment to express my profound gratitude, first to the Honourable Prime Minister and the Cabinet of Dominica, and of course to the Minister for Sports, Youth, Sports, Culture and Constituency Empowerment, because mind you, it could have been another of the communities in Dominica, but thankfully it is the Plaine constituency. So I want to express a profound gratitude to you, Madam Minister, the Cabinet of Dominica and the Honourable Prime Minister for identifying the need in Plaine and addressing that need. And I want to call on my constituents to take ownership. We are finally receiving that which we have asked for. Let's take ownership of it and prove to the rest of Dominica that Plaine and the Southeast are indeed leaders in the field of sports. Once again, thank you very much, and may God bless all.